Hey everybody, Flip and Danny here, founders of the Freedom Real Estate Group family of companies, and welcome to another episode of our podcast called
Freedom Through Passive Income.
Correct.
And he did that because last episode he forgot the word called. I'm
seeing if you were paying attention.
I'm so used to the intro.
Just changing things up, man. Yeah, welcome to another episode. This episode is called Need Money to Make Money. We got $100,000 at 0% doing this.
Yes. I'm super excited.
What is this?
Yeah, I'm super excited to share this because it's something we totally forgot about because we did it so long ago.
Well, then and COVID hit.
Oh, yeah.
COVID kind of wiped everybody's memory.
So there's companies out there, and we're going to talk about the one that we did it with because we've got the personal experience with them to share with you. But there's companies out there that will build your business credit. So it doesn't affect your personal credit score. It doesn't affect your personal credit. It's not even listed on your personal credit. So they'll establish a business for you. You don't have to have a business right now to do it. But it's completely separate from you personally, and it's just professionally. And you can you can get up to $250,000 with this particular company, up to $250,000 at 0% interest. Now, every single program is a little bit different. When I think we did our first round, we probably got, I know they say on average you'll get somewhere between 30 to 80, I think on average the very first round. I can't remember how much we got on the very first round.
I think it was close to 50 the first round.
Okay, so they do rounds, and maybe you talk about this because I don't know if you remember, but you were the one actually handling
I don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. Back and hot, no. So this was about 3 years ago now. Okay. And so we heard about this program. I went through all the videos and watched everything and checked it and see if it's on the up and up and did all that. And so we decided to do it. And so they took both your and my credit and they put us together, but kept us separate. So like there's cards that they had just in my name and cards that they had just in your name. Yeah. And so what they would do is on your behalf, they actually get credit cards from these major people, Capital One, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and those are just some of the ones I remember that we got. And so they do rounds. So they'll make an initial initial cast of applications and whatever. Some come back declined, right? But they don't care. They call up the credit card company to find out why it got declined, and actually 2 of the cards we got were declined, but then they got them approved. And then they would get them approved, and one got approved for $5,000, and they said, "Don't worry, we're calling them back next week to increase that." And then they would. They're like little credit card ninjas or something. And so the first run that they did, I think it was under 50. I think it was around 40. Okay. And so they were like, "Congratulations, we did this on the first time, and this is really great." And I'm like, "Okay, I don't know, sure."
Okay, yay! I don't know what this means.
Thank you. And then they said that they would do another run in like 3 or 4 weeks or whatever. And so then the second run is just calling there's some new applications that are going out, but this time it's really calling the ones that got approved or calling the ones that didn't get approved and figure out why they didn't get approved, try to get them approved, try to get money on them, or the ones that did get approved, get more money on those.
Yeah, increase the limits.
Increase the limits, yeah. So one, I know it was approved originally for like $10,000. And on the second run, they went back and they got it increased, and it increased to like $35,000. And so they know what they're doing. They know how to work with credit card companies. They know what the credit card companies want to hear.
Yeah, exactly. So why are we talking about this, and why did we do it? It's because it's 0% money, right? So whenever you can borrow money at a low interest rate, that's good debt, in my opinion. We're actually going to be doing recording a podcast about that here. It might be actually tomorrow's podcast, but that's good debt. That allows you to go and invest and build a business. It allows you, for investors, real estate investors, it allows you to go and get maybe rehab materials. You can literally purchase a house here in Ohio with a credit that we got because houses are so cheap, right? And we got like around $100,000 once we were all said and done with the rounds. but it goes up to $250,000. And the reason we didn't keep on increasing is because we were actually using the 0%. We were using it for I'm actually wearing this shirt and I didn't do it on purpose. We were using it for rehab.
Yeah.
So we would go out and buy the materials and pay for things for the rehabs on these zero interest cards. So we kept using them. But then when we would pay them off right away, as soon as we got the money back, we would pay that card off. We'd do it again. And that also helped us build the credit lines more and more. But because we had those balances, there came a point where we couldn't do another round.
Right.
Because we had
because they look at your credit and they look at the balances of your cards, and if your cards are beyond the 35% capacity of your card, they won't even try. They won't even try. Yeah. They don't even pick up the phone.
Yeah. So we took the time to get up to that around $100,000 mark, and we already had, I think, another $70,000 anyway. But we took the time to get there, and then we said this is enough. And we started using, and we just didn't do another round. I was actually saying to Flip the other day, I was like, hey, should we just pay all these off right now and just go do another round and get it all the way up to 250? I don't know that we need it, but it was just something that we talked about. But it's something that you can use, and that's why we titled the podcast, Need Money to Make Money, because sometimes you do need an influx of cash or credit to be able to go get and tap into the return that you're going to be able to get. And it's just very common for real estate investors to have to use this. So,
and full disclosure, the 0%, there was like a couple cards that are 0%. That's just, they're 0%. But there was a few of the cards that were 0% for 6 months. Or 0% for 12 months. So full transparency, read the fine print of each card, because each card is completely different.
Yeah. So there's a couple things. I know we're running out of time, so we're not going to go through everything. We had a couple questions that we would answer real quick. But there's some programs that they have. They'll do 12 months of unlimited coaching, one-on-one unlimited coaching and credit building. And this promotion that I printed out was a free secondary applicant, up to $250,000 in funding, completely done for you. You don't have to do anything, right?
Done for you. I did not do a thing.
Yeah. Advanced credit consulting to optimize your credit portfolio, $50,000 to $100,000 in corporate credit. Corporate credit is different than business credit that we're talking about here. Corporate credit would be like you're going to pay for something, and then 30 to 60 days you need to pay it off. But it has nothing to do with, again, your personal credit or even the business credit. I don't even think it's reported to anything. How to creatively leverage your credit in unique ways. They do entity formation with your tax ID, business incorporation, and they also remove credit inquiries and teach you how to do that. So there's a few questions that we threw on here. I'll let you go ahead and answer the first one.
So if I choose a payment plan, does it slow down the process? Well, actually, it does not at all. You can get started immediately with the full program, even when using a payment plan.
Yeah. So what he's referring there to is, I think we paid, I don't even know back then. I think it was around $3,000 back then. I can't remember. But right now, I think it's $4,000 for you to sign up. But they have two programs. You can either pay that $4,000 and there's a refund period of 60 days that if you don't get any credit, then I think you get all of your money back except for a 4% processing fee, I think is what I read. So look into all of this. We're not covering all the details here. We're just explaining what we did and how much it costs. If you don't have $4,000 to pay up front, they have a program where you can pay, I think, like you start at $1 and then you pay based on your approval. I can't remember how it goes, but there is a way to not pay the upfront fee and you can just pay as you go based on how you get approved. So there is a cost to it, and we just want to let you know what that cost was as briefly as we could. How long does it take to get funded? It says on average, most clients receive funding within the first 30 to 45 days. For performance-based clients, is 15 to 30 days. So I think it's the performance-based clients. That's the free program that you pay $1 and you go in. Again, I can't remember. Double check.
So is this membership a training course, or will you actually do the work? And again, it's totally done for you system. Their team handles everything start to finish with the exception of credit repair and removing the inquiries. All you have to do is wait for the cards to come in the mail. Fund and Grow will guide you through the inquiry removal and or recommend a credit repair company to do the work for you.
All right.
So yeah, we had a few that we needed to remove, and so they showed me how to do it.
Awesome. Will the business accounts report to my personal credit? I have a Capital One business card that does. They did say Capital One and Discover are two business credit lenders who do report to personal credit. So the team is not going to use those particular cards unless you tell them it's okay. They have a bunch of other cards that don't report to the credit bureaus at all. And then I think we talked about, this is the one I was talking about, the payments.
Right, yeah, so they've offered two types of memberships. Option one is the performance-based program where you pay $1 to sign up and pay 9% of all funding obtained. Option 2 is a 12-month membership where you obtain up to $50,000 to $250,000 in 0% interest funding through multiple rounds of funding. The 12-month option is a one-time fee, and you do not pay anything on the back end. The 12-month membership also gives you access to 12 months of one-on-one support, access to the do-it-yourself corporate credit program, among other special perks.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of, we printed out an FAQ just to kind of help a couple answer some of the most common questions. There's a ton of stuff on the website. But what Flip is going to do is he's going to put the link on the video for you to be able to see. We're going to put the links in the description of the video. There's going to be a few links. One's to learn more. One is to actually apply. One is to watch a webinar. Full disclosure, these are affiliate links. What does that mean? It means that if you click on these, the cookies of the system track that we were the ones that told you about it. And so therefore, if you get approved and if you start using the program, we're going to get a small fee for telling you about it. So I just wanted full disclosure. It doesn't cost you anything extra. The company is just paying us by, hey, thank you for sharing your experience and sharing it with others. And we're going to give you a small fee if anybody, go clicks your link and uses it. So just want to be fully transparent about that. So we'll put the links in the description. Flippa will put one on the video here so that you can do it. For you podcast listeners, you're going to have to go to the YouTube page and get the link.
Right.
Yeah.
You had me at cookies.
Cookies.
Also, make sure you head over to our website, freedomcapitalinvestments.com, and join our investor club to learn about our deals that we're doing.
Yep.
Plus, we're on all the social media is out there, but we like to end all of our episodes with
invest smart.
Live happy.
Bye everybody.
Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for individualized advice. Opinions and information on this show are not guaranteed. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss, y'all.